Hello everyone, in this video we're going to talk about diabetes mellitus. The diagnosis of diabetes mellitus is established when a patient presents with typical symptoms of hyperglycemia, such as polyuria, polydipsia, weight loss, and has a fasting plasma glucose concentration of 126 mg per deciliter or higher, or a random value of 200 mg per deciliter or higher. There are three general types of diabetes: Type 1, Type 2, and gestational. Type 1. Diabetes mellitus. It affects less than 10% of all patients diagnosed with diabetes. It is the result of pancreatic beta cell destruction. In more than 95% of the cases, it has an autoimmune basis. Because of absolute insulin deficiency, all persons with Type 1 diabetes require insulin replacement therapy. The peak life stage of onset is in children or young adults. The offspring of a mother with Type 1 diabetes have a 3% risk of developing diabetes. The offspring of a father with Type 1 diabetes have a 6% risk. Approximately 95% of individuals with Type 1 diabetes have HLA-DR3, HLA-DR4, or both. The immune system mistakenly targets beta cell proteins that share homologies with viral or other foreign peptides, a concept termed molecular mimicry. Most patients with newly diagnosed Type 1 diabetes have circulating antibodies, such as islet cell antibody, antibody to glutamic acid decarboxylase, antibody to tyrosine phosphatases, insulin autoantibody. Glutamic acid decarboxylase is an enzyme in pancreatic beta cells that has homology to coxsackievirus B. The autoimmune destruction of beta cells progresses over months and years, during which time affected individuals are euglycemic and asymptomatic, termed the latent period. Impaired glucose tolerance usually precedes the onset of overt diabetes. By the time patients come to clinical attention, they have lost more than 90% of their beta cell mass. The progressive hyperglycemia has a toxic effect on the remaining islets, with increased rate of apoptosis and impaired insulin secretion. These toxic hyperglycemic effects can be reversed over the short term with exogenous insulin treatment. The pancreas seems to recover for a period of time termed the honeymoon period. Eventually, the viability of the remaining beta cells is exhausted. At the time of clinical presentation, a chronic inflammatory infiltrate of the islets is present. The inflammatory infiltrate consists primarily of T lymphocytes. Eventually, the islets become hyalinized, a process that partially or completely replaces an islet. Clinical presentation: sustained hyperglycemia that exceeds the renal threshold for glucose reabsorption causes an osmotic diuresis, resulting in polyuria and polydipsia. The hyperosmolar state may also cause blurred vision caused by osmolar impact on lens and retina. Weight loss is caused by depletion of water, glycogen, fat, and muscle. Volume depletion may cause postural lightheadedness. Paresthesias are a result of neurotoxicity from sustained hyperglycemia. As insulin deficiency becomes nearly complete, the signs and symptoms of diabetic ketoacidosis predominate.